strong thing to do, and that there are people there that will hold you and lift you up no matter what, right? You are showing others that the issue of suicide cannot and will not be kept in the darkness. I'm sorry. This is my first year doing this without Jessica. Suicide is a health issue that affects all of us. And this is my 6th year emceeing this amazing event. And I'm so happy to be here with you today. Today, not only are we walking to remember our loved ones, we're raising money, we're supporting each other, and there are people here who suffer every day. This is a tough world we live in right now. There are so many things going on, and life is hard for everyone, especially in this climate. And you put depression, anxiety, alcoholism, drugs, everything on top of that, and it's a tough time to be alive, but we're in this together, and we have each other, and we are supporting people going through tough times today. You are not alone. Hope is available, and we are going to beat suicide. If you've been to these walks and heard me speak, you know that my little brother suffers every day. His name is LJ. He first tried to die by suicide when he was 15 years old, the day after Mother's Day. I found him, and the struggle has continued. He's an alcoholic and suffers from depression and anxiety. And we've lived with this for many years, as many of you have gone through it. And maybe you saw the signs coming for your loved one. We see them with LJ. I still worry every day I'm gonna get a phone call, but we get through it together. I support him as much as I can and get him the resources. But then there's others of you who maybe didn't see a dark thing coming. And at Fox 2, we have had that happen twice now, with our beloved general manager, Jeff Murray, and of course, our beautiful angel, Jessica Starr. It was less than a year ago. And I just hope that today we can save lives. And if we just save just one life today, together, the world will be a better place. And I love you all, and thank you all for being here. I'm sorry I'm crying. I'm sorry, I'm not a crier. But I'd like you to please welcome the area director for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention in her new role, Ann Perry. She's amazing. Give her a big warm welcome.
Thank you, Amy. By joining us here, you are not just walking alongside those you see beside you today. You are also united with hundreds of thousands of people who are walking to fight suicide in all 50 states. Together, we have created a national movement. As a community here in Metro Detroit, we know we have so much work to do, as suicide continues to be a leading cause of death in our country and in our state. While we are deeply saddened with each loss of life, it serves to further our conviction that we must continue our work and keep fighting for a day when no one dies by suicide. And thanks to you, we remain hopeful. Hopeful because more people than ever are getting involved and speaking out about how suicide has affected their lives. Hopeful about a future fueled by your support, which allows us to increase our investment in research, education programs, support for those affected by suicide, and advocacy. By walking with us today, you are helping people right here in Michigan. We were able to train more than 7,000 Michiganders in suicide prevention and awareness in the last year. We had 12 community walks around the state and 5 campus walks. And by the way, the University of Michigan's campus walk raised more than $100,000, which is more than any other campus in the country. 27 research grants were funded through your fundraising initiatives. 706 field advocates helped to advance mental health and suicide prevention legislation in Michigan and on a federal level. Almost 13,000 walkers raised close to $1 million to save lives and bring hope to those affected by suicide. By walking with us, you honor the memory of the loved ones that we've lost. By walking with us, you are letting everyone who struggles know that they are not alone. We're so thankful to have them here with us today in this fight. Everything AFSP is doing is a direct result of your willingness and your dedication in getting involved. Together, we are creating a real and lasting change, and it's thanks to all of you. Now, it is my honor to introduce one of your walk chairs for the 2019 Metro Detroit Walk. The other walk chair is Amber Waldrop. Shout out to her. And here, coming up is a young woman who I have seen be involved with this walk for the last many years, and she stepped into this role. She jumped into this role, and I could not be more proud to introduce you to her today. Sarah, this is Sarah Shang. Please come up.
Oh, she's gonna make me cry. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming out. I know that we all have a different connection to this cause, but that's what's so beautiful about this day to me, is that we're all here for the same reason and that we want to fight suicide. I want to thank all of our sponsors, Grennan Grennan Construction, our legacy sponsor, as well as Mad Power. Thank you so much. Fox 2 and Amy Andrews, thank you so much for coming out. We love you and having us on the news this week. And if anybody saw it, it was super awesome. I also want to thank our resources who are here, our volunteers who came out with us, those who came out yesterday in the pouring rain. You are amazing, and everyone's sticking it out through. Hopefully it's not going to get too soggy, but thank you so much. And so now we are going to move on to the honor beads portion of our ceremony. Okay, losing a loved one to suicide or having a personal struggle can feel like no one understands what you are going through. Unlike other illnesses, it is difficult to look at someone and know their connection. But today, we all wear honor beads, and each color represents our own personal connection to the cause. Look at the color of the beads the people around you are wearing. You will see the connection that you have with them, and you will see people that understand your experience. To acknowledge the ways in which suicide and mental illness have affected our lives and our loved ones, we have chosen individuals in today's walk to represent each color of the beads. The white beads represent the loss of a child. As parents, we expect our children to outlive us. So words cannot explain what it's like to lose a child to suicide. Brenda lost her son Brian to suicide in 1999. At the age of 18 while he was a senior in high school. He was a warm-hearted, passionate, had a beautiful spirit, and a smile that would warm your heart. Brenda is the founder of the Yellow Ribbon Suicide Chapter in Detroit. She started a survivors of suicide support group at Providence Hospital and has been involved in this walk since it moved down to Hart Plaza. Brenda wears the white beads in honor of her son, Brian. Orange beads representing the loss of a sibling. There is no word in our language to describe the loss of a sibling. Jonathan lost his brother Matthew to suicide in May of 2016. They were not only brothers, they were best friends. Matthew was a kind, gentle soul who put everyone before himself. Someone you could always count on, and he had a hilarious sense of humor and wasn't afraid to be himself. He always had kind words to say in the worst of times and always stood strong for his friends and family. Since Matthew's death, Jonathan has participated in many AFSP walks with his parents and friends. He is outspoken when it comes to talking about his brother's death as well. Jonathan says Matthew is here in spirit today, full of love as he always was and always will be. He wears the orange beads in memory of Matthew.
Gold beads representing the loss of a parent. Joshua wears the gold beads in honor of his father, Randy, who passed away in January of 2016 from suicide. His father was caring, hardworking, loving man who could put a smile on anyone's face and was always the light in the room. He loved golfing and hanging out with his family, whom he loved more than anything. Since his passing, his family has sponsored a golf outing in his name and has raised more than $20,000 over the past 4 years that has been donated to AFSP. Joshua is honored to wear the gold beads in memory of his father, Randy. Red beads representing the loss of a spouse or partner. Michelle is here today in memory of her partner, Billy. Billy passed away from suicide in 1996. Billy was a loving and caring person. Michelle stays focused, looking towards her bright future. Michelle wears red beads in honor of Billy. Purple beads represent the loss of a relative or friend. David wears purple beads in memory of his friend, Chris McMahon, who passed away in August of 2017. Chris was a devoted husband, father, and friend. He was an incredibly dependable and thoughtful person. Chris's friends and family have participated in the Detroit Walk for the past 2 years. David proudly wears the purple beads in honor of his friend, Chris.
Silver beads represent the loss of a first responder or military. Ian is walking today for a fellow Marine, Clay Hunt, one of the original members of Team Rubicon. Team Rubicon is made up of volunteer veterans who help those live through natural disasters and aren't getting the help that they need. Clay was passionate about this mission. However, he struggled with depression and suicidal ideation. Clay died by suicide in 2011. In 2015, Congress passed the Clay Hunt Suicide Prevention for American Veterans Act in his honor. Ian has taken on the Silver Committee Chair position with the AFSP Michigan chapter to work with local veterans and first responders on suicide prevention training. He is honored to wear the silver beads in memory of Clay Hunt. Teal beads represents friends and family of someone who struggles. Kim wears the teal beads in support of her daughter, Julia. Julia attempted suicide in January of this year. Thankfully, she regretted it and told her mother right away. Since then, her daughter has been getting the help she so desperately needed and is showing progress. Kim is hopeful that through therapy, love, and open communication, Julia will continue to move forward and win this battle. Kim wears the teal beads in support of Julia and encourages all who struggle to reach out to your loved ones and talk about it. You are not alone.
Blue beads representing someone who supports the cause. Kayla lost her aunt to suicide. She feels passionate about supporting this walk by raising donations, making t-shirts to support those who have passed away. Her goal is to help someone else from having to go through what she and her family have gone through. Kayla proudly wears the blue beads in support of this cause. Green beads representing someone who struggles personally. Sarah is the co-chair of the Metro Detroit Walk. She has been involved with the walk for 9 years. It started as supporting a friend and his family who had suffered a loss. But for her, it became more personal in a way she never realized it could be. She has struggled her entire life with a variety of mental illnesses. Even though she faces these challenges every day, she has found comfort, strength, and hope by devoting time to this walk and other AFSP programs. Sarah wants those of you out there who struggle to know that there is hope, even if it doesn't look like it sometimes. Sarah wears green beads to represent her struggle and her courage. courageous people before you. They represent our dedication and our commitment and our strength as a community. We are united in our goal and determined to save lives by bringing suicide prevention out of the darkness.
All right, we would like to honor our top team today. Y'all did a wonderful job, by the way. What is causing that? By raising money and awareness. But our top team this year, give a big round of applause, Team Gabby. Way to go. And now we're gonna start off the walk. We're gonna try to get it in before Mother Nature decides to rain on us. So everybody head that way toward the river.